Normalement, il doit la reculer.
Ça y est, c'est ouvert, la reconnaissance est ouverte pour le premier volet de la FEI Chardon 2025. Ils sont faits, vous voyez, nous avons un lieu de l'histoire de la suite, Koos de Ronde, Ijsbrand Chardon, la publicité Bram Chardon et Bordeaux, le maître de la discipline.
Ah, je te le coupe.
Ah ouais. Non mais si tu me le coupes, tu me le coupes bien alors.
Tu dis pas à l'extérieur?
Bah alors mettez le petit alors. Ouais, ça va?
Voilà, nickel. Comme ça j'ai le virage, tu vois.
Ouais, ok.
Là, c'est pas dérangeant.
Là, c'est bon ou pas?
A very, very warm welcome to Bordeaux. Now we're bringing you some quite sunny daylight pictures here. It is pitch dark outside. It's 11 o'clock local time, but wherever you are in the world, we know for some of you it will be late at night and for others it will be early in the morning or somewhere in between. But thank you so much for tuning in to this, the 23rd FEI Driving World Cup. Don't go anywhere, because this is going to be quite exceptional. Live scenes from this wonderful, great big venue, Parc d'Exposition de Bordeaux, so the Bordeaux Exhibition Centre on the edges of the Bordeaux Lake here. The 53rd edition of this show. It's one of the spiritual homes of FEI sport. The jumping that we've just had, the penultimate leg that Martin Fuchs has just won for the Western European League. Been very exciting, and we've got a pretty full house left over for you. 8,000 or nearly the capacity. 76 metres long by about 35 are the dimensions of this arena. So here we have the recap of the series so far, and it is closer than it has ever been. We've had 4 winners this series. There we have Dries Degrieck quickly racing over your screens. He was the winner, as we know, in Lyon and in Stockholm. Look at that wonderful backdrop in the Friends Arena. Boyd Exell hadn't been to Geneva for some years, but he's back again. Oh, and there's Casper. Casper and Kendi. And what did they do for the great man? Our very own Zeus in driving, king of the gods, Ijsbrand Chardon, and his very, very talented son. He rose to the occasion, timed his series perfectly. Bram Chardon, our winner in Mechlin and Leipzig, been trying out 2 newish horses in his combination, and they've all taken very different approaches to making their way to this very, very special occasion. Who will be crowned tomorrow afternoon? It really is as open as it has ever been. Will Bram retain his title? He's had 3 wins, aiming for a 4th. And probably one of the busiest men in international driving. We say it every time, Jeroen Hoeteman for the Netherlands. He's out there pacing round the course that he has designed. He's done 6 out of the 8 legs as well. And we have 14 different combinations. Numbers 4 and 10 will be the marathon style obstacles. The knockdown penalties, as you know, add another 4 seconds Longines timing. Thank you very much for keeping us right. We have the bridge 2 and number 7. That's just right in front of the commentary position. We're very high up here, opposite where the drivers are coming in and going over that bridge. It's been a pretty quick course build. The 200 or so volunteers that, as we know from the many indoor shows that make up the autumn, winter and early spring circuits, behind the scenes, and they really do perform miracles, clearing away the jumps, and we had an extended prize giving for all that. And there's Jerome Voutaz. Great to have him back in the final. Don't forget that he actually came so close to winning on 2 occasions. So there is our start list. Benjamin Aillaud, who is, of course, our wild card. Don't forget, he did absolutely brilliantly right at the beginning of the season in early November and came second in lane. Jerome Voutaz, we've just seen for Switzerland. Koos de Ronde needs no introduction when it comes to World Cup driving or any sort of driving. Ijsbrand Chardon, hasn't it just been absolutely the stuff of dreams to have him winning again. Dries Degrieck also living out his dreams, driving alongside his heroes, taking 2 wins. But don't forget, he also won a couple of first rounds as well in London and Mechlin. Bram Chardon, here he is. Is he going to retain his title? He has really brought his season up to a crescendo, and Boyd Exell. It would be very difficult to bet against Boyd having an 11th win. It always is. He is the one to beat. He is the one who has set the standards for so many years. And don't forget that this weekend could be a very, very special anniversary and milestone for his special horse, Bundy, who has had 144 starts. Quite a remarkable record. And there's Boyd walking round with Emma Olsen, and there's the 3rd member of their crew, that's Wannes Larsen. Dries Degrieck with Tara Wilkinson there, and Kim Van Hulder, Nicole. Live shots coming to you from the arena. The athletes, their crews, their wider support, family, friends, whomever they brought with them, they've all been going over and over this. A lot of them actually had quite a chill out afternoon. It's been a long day. Don't forget, we have early morning starts sometimes and then we go late into the night, but still looking, still making sure they know exactly where they're going. There hasn't been a huge amount of time for them to come in this one, on this one last occasion. But really it is so tense, the suspense here, because we don't zero the scores at any point. All the way through, everything counts. So we just have 1 round this evening, could be this afternoon where you are, this evening. And then whomever is at the top, whoever is the fastest, lowest set of penalties, lowest total, everybody else that comes 50% after that, their score is added 50% on. It will make sense. So what we're doing, we're accumulating. Every round counts. 1 round this evening, and then the top through will go into the drive off tomorrow afternoon, where we will be losing the E gates in number 4 and the A gate in number 10. But tomorrow is another day. Look at the concentration. Nothing is wavering from their routes, their game plans. Their split times. They will know where they want to be at certain points on the course. Koos and Marie de Ronde there. Ijsbrand Chardon. And he has got Jeanette with him this time. Ijsbrand has got Jeanette, his daughter, and Chris Van Rooyd, and Bram has got Liana and Ewan Vivi. You might remember that Ijsbrand said after London, it was his daughter Liana who kept saying, going faster, 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 Papa, and gave him his first win for a number of years. The bell is ringing. I can just peek at the end of the tunnel coming in from the collecting area, and beyond the pictures, I know I say this every time, there is the most enormous hall. It's nearly 1 kilometre long, this building, and it is absolutely packed with young, old, everybody in between, families, shops, concessions, bars. There's a massive, big hall beyond this. Just have a quick look down where the athletes are walking out, and so the collecting ring is just on the other side of this, where the horses are waiting patiently. They've had a chance to warm up. These are all pretty experienced horses at this end of the series. They know the drill, they've had a warm up, they're waiting patiently, and Benjamin will be coming in first of all, and they come in order of their rankings after the series. So Boyd is last in, he's sitting on a maximum of 30. That's 3 times 10 wins from his 4 qualifying race. Just to remind you, those are the rankings. Don't worry too much about that, because that actually pertains a lot of the time to what's happened in the outdoor series and what has actually brought them to the World Cup. But Benjamin here as the wild card, he'll be in first. Then Jerome was the 6th qualifying athlete. It was the top 6 out of the 10. Then it was Koos, Ijsbrand, Dries, Bram and Boyd. That is the order in which they will drive. Local time, we're just after 10 past 11. Beautiful live shots. And thank you very much to the extended team at Clip My Horse, FEI TV, here in Bordeaux and all over the world. It is a big operation bringing you these live shots. Coming up, international shows on the Clip My Horse coverage. We've got the Longines League of Nations. My colleague Phil Gazala was talking about that just moments ago as we rounded off the show jumping, and that starts in Abu Dhabi next weekend. So if you enjoy all aspects of horse sport, not just this driving, do please tune in on that. That's going to be very exciting. We've got the Amir's Sword International Equestrian Festival in the Doha Tour. Jangers Shield International CSI 4-star. A lot happening next weekend. FEI Jumping, North American League, Dressage World Cup Neumünster. Don't forget, we're coming towards the end of the Dressage and the Jumping World Cups. And of course, we've got the Sunshine Tour in Andalusia. Plenty of other things. Don't forget, the Ride series on FEI TV is always fascinating. And we've got insights from Icons, the family dynamics. Martin Fuchs just won here moments ago in the Jumping World Cup with Thomas, Martin and Thomas. Proud father and son, and my goodness, we can do proud fathers and son here in driving. Jean Sadrin and Simon Delestre from Lyon. And of course, John Whittaker needs no introduction to those of us that were brought up watching him ride Milton and Ryan's son and some of his iconic horses. Wonderful shots here of Ijsbrand's horses. They know what's coming. Kendi and Casper. Just a rein hooked over Casper's ear there. He is a little bit smaller than Kendi next to him. Any of you who drive 4-in-hands will know how easy that is to happen. But they're pretty unflappable, despite their ability to go from 0 to 60 at enormous speed. The turbo power of these teams is quite remarkable, but they're very cool out here in the collecting ring, under the lights. Few last turns. You can see Boyd there gathering up his loops and reins. Just been called into the arena. In goes Boyd, followed by Bram and Dries. So they're coming in down the tunnel towards everybody. Bit of anticipation. Just anticipate the crowd about to be thrilled to see all these wonderful horses as well. And of course, there is the star of the show this weekend, Bundy, with his inimitable expression, hoping for his 100th win. What a horse, nearly 22 years old, been with Boyd and Preetha and the crew since he was 6, so for nearly 16 years. Bram Chardon there. Everybody taking it all in. Dries Degrieck, what a series he's had. From that early win in the year last year, which was the end of the last series in Leipzig, and it's just got better and better for him. Ijsbrand, if ever you need a boost of positivity, watch that winning London round again and again. And actually, him coming second in Leipzig at the final leg, the body language between him and Bram coming in, Bram very contained and cool and just absorbing it all, and Ijsbrand standing up, dancing on the carriage behind him. What a family. And Jerome Boutaz there with his wonderful 3 out of 4 of them are mares in these Franche-Montaigne horses. There's Frankie the Grey, who was a later addition to Dries's team after his beloved Hunter, or Smokey, known in the stable, unfortunately went lame. Jerome taking it all in. He can be very, very dangerous and fast. All of them can be fast. We've seen Ijsbrand's times. We know that Dries's team just flatten and run. Bram there, so precise on his lines. It's like he's threading the finest silk threads through the smallest eye of a needle. Is such is his precision. And Koos, he has these big, long striding horses and brings so much experience and determination to his rounds. But to have them all in here in front of the crowd, really building up the anticipation of what we're going to see here in Bordeaux. The 11th time we've had the final in this wonderful city. The great Michael Freund was the winner of the first 1, 2, 3, 4 in Gothenburg in 2001. 2002 was the first formal series. Don't forget, there was World Cup or indoor type driving a long time before that, some of the established shows, but it became part of the FEI World Cup series back then. And of course, in 2005, Michael and Ijsbrand Chardon shared the title. Then Ijsbrand again, 2005-06, followed by Michael Freund again, and then Christoph Sandman. And then the reign of Boyd Exell, Gothenburg 2009. That's when he first won. 4 in a row. Koos de Ronde popped in there in 2013 at the end of that series. 2 more for Boyd, then Ijsbrand, 2016. 2 more for Boyd, then in 2019 it was Bram, signalling his shared dominance of the series. And then since then, he and Boyd have traded the titles. Bram 2019, Boyd 2020. Don't forget, we skipped 21 because of COVID back into the huge Bumper World Cup in Leipzig in 2022 when Bram won. Boyd 23, Bram 24. But at the moment, it is all about what is going to happen in February 2025. Benjamin Aillaud there as our wild card, with his 4 fabulous 14-year-olds, Fez, Fruto, Famoso and Fiasco. He said earlier they're just going better and better as a team, smooth together, responsive. He's really thrilled with how they've come together. Can he replicate what happened in Lyon at the opening event? Let's wait and see. Sit back and enjoy as we get going with the first round of the FEI Driving World Cup final. Enjoy. It's impossible not to rock and roll with the music and these horses. Let yourself be completely absorbed by this action. Clear so far, for the Flying Frenchman. We've got those oxes in the middle at 5 and 11. And 5 is tucked in really close to number 4. We don't want anything to be knocked. All those balls, 4 seconds. Oh, tight onto the gate there. That was a tremendous turn. All the others will be watching just to see how it's going. The word was beforehand, it was flowing, wasn't too challenging, and it should be fast. Clear so far for the Frenchman. And just look at the sand kicking up. 7, great shot there from above. Boom, boom, shock absorber knees. We have 4 to add, but it's still looking very, very good for Benjamin. Oh, that intensity of his expression. Wiggle, wiggle. It's all about keeping the flow. Keeping that contact, them keen to go forward. And do remember, it is tough coming in as a wild card. You haven't had all the match practice that your fellow competitors have. So he's doing brilliantly. We've got the 2 running totals now there for you. Time on the right, total including the 4. Only 4 to add at the moment, and he's come through E. We are nearly out of the second marathon obstacle. F, and he's out. So that's number 10. We are in the final part of the course. Keep a note of those. Hélène Rabat. Hélène Rabat on there with Magali. 1 navigator and 1 working the turntable brake, and the other one on the bottom step. As we welcome in for Switzerland, Jérôme Woutaz, a very seasoned World Cup driver. And when it goes right, it goes really right for him. His horses genetically very, very well suited to this. They're naturally strong, these Franche-Montaigne horses or Freiburgers. And the very nature of the geography and the terrain around which they were bred to, they're either going up or down. So just look at the natural strength they have all the way through from head nose to their toes. As Jérôme Woutaz starts on his round. And he's rushing by already. Oh, this music's even getting under the commentator's skin as well. Jérôme Woutaz, it's all to play for. It will be the running order tomorrow, but we want everybody to be as close as possible, and then that minimizes these tallies. There's 50% of the difference between them and the leader. Oh, jump, jump, jump. From everybody, horses and human. It's like they're mirror imaging each other. And those leaders have to be so sensitive to the command on the reins. And he's got snaffles in them. Wilson and a, looks like a, yeah, there's a Liverpool in there, but some of his leaders, he's got a snaffle in, and they have to be very light on the contact because they might not hear those voice commands. Clear so far for the Swissman because it's loud in here. The crowd's going, the music's going. We've got 4 to add so far, but the time is looking pretty good. We're going to be able to, whoa, that's a lovely total to see in green. Minus, whoops. Oh, just lost his advantage. That was bad luck. It was just going brilliantly, and probably that 9 seconds has just been eaten up. But recovered well. They just stood stock still. Good leaders coming round on their heels. Whoops, now that will be 4. Now he has to get round that. judges having to think pretty quickly in due course. And he's out. Yeah, there's the 4. Had a cracking early part of the course. We're up to 8, as you can see, and that Oxer obviously caught one there, the ball on the ground there, glimpse on your screens. Now the time is pretty close to Benjamin. 1:06.8, but they both had 8 to add. Just bring you that total any second now. Oh, people spotting themselves. He started with such promise. 1:76.67. I'll let you into a secret, ladies and gentlemen, everybody else. I've just been joined by Phil Gazzalo, who's saying hi. Phil has just come up to give me a fantastic statistic that even late at night, and we're going to roll into midnight here, we've got 90% of the crowd. So it's just shy of 8,000 when it's full, isn't it? And we've got 90% of them staying on. And I think the other 10% is probably out propping up the bars at the moment. So lovely to see Phil, who's just done sterling work as we come back to the action. It's Koos de Ronde. And he had some wonderful results this series, absolutely back on his very best form with his checkerboard team here. Marie there and Jan Mark Bonk, Tibi, Maestoso Zenta, Bavary, Allegra, Futa and Edgar. They really do eat up the ground, these long-legged horses. And when you get a flowing course like we've got here, this could play to his advantage. We know he can be fast. They can all be fast, and he shows such commitment. He's determined and brave. We know from Koos, many years of watching him do so brilliantly on his marathons. Oh, go, good horses, good horses. Oh, somebody deserves extra carrots tonight. That was fantastic. Out there in the right lead, Zenta, age 19, been here a few times before, but definitely big pats. Good work from those leaders. Tibi on the left and Zenta on the right. He might have used up his 9 lives, Koos de Ronde, living quite dangerously there, but the horses, my goodness, they helped him out. But everybody deserves a bit of luck. And that's one of the secret ingredients to success at an event of this magnitude. He's keeping them all together. You can hear him talking to Zenta. Zenta, the grey in there. Tibi leaning in. Edgar, always easy to see Edgar with his quite distinctive strides on the right wheel as well. Now, running home for Koos de Ronde, and clear so far. Can he stay clear? Is it going to be a wonderful world for Team de Ronde? It could be, it could be, it could be, yes! That's our first clear, and what a time! We've just set the place on fire here, and rightly so. Big smiles from Koos de Ronde. That is the round to beat. Fair bit of energy coming from Marie there on the back as well. Everybody's puffing. Brilliant, well done. we have our first clear. And it would be lovely to be a fly on the wall when the de Rondes watch the replay of that first obstacle. And good Tibi and Zenta as we welcome two more fantastic lead horses in. And they have earned many, many treats and carrots this series with Ijsbrand Chardon, Jeanette, his daughter there, and Chris Van Rouge on the back. Kendi and Casper. And do, if ever you get a chance, have a look at Kendi's biography, because Bram said there was a bit of negotiation this series about who would really have ultimate use of Kendi, and I think Dad's won it after that London event. And if anyone can bring flair, passion, and the luck of the gods to his rounds, it's Ijsbrand Chardon. Absolutely, despite being known as the Iceman, he's been on fire. He really has added to the exhilaration of this whole series as Ijsbrand Chardon sets off on his drive over the bridge, number 2. And we know they can be very, very fast. Great shots there. Nearly 3,000 tons of sand. Mind-blowing silica sand. Quite fine, 20 centimetres deep it is. Oh, we've got an early four. An early four for Ijsbrand. But we've seen him recover very well from that. Replay what happened in London and Leipzig. Oh, come on, Casper. Look, look, look. Oh, look at him. Kendi has such majesty about her, and Casper's just running along next to her. They're like Jack Lemmon and Walter Better. Oh, they're just incredible. Still on 4 for Ijsbrand Chardon. Must mention the wheelers as well. Two very experienced World Cup horses as well. Maestoso, Mr. and First One. The first one's actually a Dutch warm blood, and a little bit down on the clock. Koos has set a blistering time. Everything came together for him, but the belief that they have all come in to this final with, every single one of them, it could be theirs, the crown this year. And none more so than Ijsbrand Chardon. Age is no barrier. 64. And through F in number 10. That's him out of that second obstacle. The Oxer at 11, still on 4. So we've got the 2 running totals. That's 12. I hope you're toe tapping at home, because we've got several thousand people doing it here in Bordeaux as he races over the line. Whoa, what has he just done? He's just pulled something out of the bag there. Now, he shouldn't be shaking his head, because actually, when he looks up at the clock, he shouldn't be shaking his head, because when he sees, he's just by some incredible feat of energy and speed, popped himself in front. So just to confirm, although he had 4 to add, his time was 1:55.53. He slipped ahead of Koos de Ronde, so he's on 1:59.53. Yeah, they've just spotted it. I think they've just spotted. Actually, although he came out shaking his head, because he's hard on himself, Bram said earlier in the week, they never let up on themselves. None of these top drivers, athletes, go over it and over it again. but he found some speed. You got the sense that Koos just was a tiny bit more cautious in his second obstacle after he'd got away with it in the first one, and then Ijsbrand picked up. He knew he had 4 to gain, but it's now about the brilliant Belgian, Dries Degrieck. What has he done this series? Absolutely thrown his name into the hat, and there is nobody faster than when he gets going. He's so cool. But his rein handling, every sinew, every cell in his body is committed to this, and this talent he has on those reins. Remember, he learnt to handle 4 reins by, as a schoolboy, driving a tandem of Welsh Section A ponies, and my goodness, that makes you sharp. And that is what he has brought to his World Cup driving, this sharpness and this instinct on the reins. And he is blessed with some of the most committed, gutsy horses on the circuit. Big star in there, the Hackney. On the right wheel, eats up the ground. Quite compact, the rest of them, the warm bloods. Oh, and he's out in 60. Now, this is where the times will start to really count, because we've got Boyd and Bram coming next. But don't forget, this man has been a winner, and he's beaten the best. And he has every intention of doing it again. Tara willing him on, keeping him right, and look at that. Bounce, bounce, come on, Kim. Slight pause, yes, he's got a 4 there, but he was 5 seconds faster, had a little bit in hand, but just in that slight check. Oh, that'll be 8 to add. That will be 8, that will be 8. Just, oh, not going his way just for the last 20 or so seconds. Come on, Dries, time to recover, regroup, 12. Not going the way of the Belgian after this brilliant start, but all to play for. All to play for on the time. We know they're fast, and this is a fast final stretch on the course. Down through 11. Run to 12 and 13. Now through the top at 14. The time will be very good. 1:54. So he's fastest so far. 1:54 there. 0.46. But just, he's going to be reliving number 10 quite a few times. If only. What if? It was all going so well until that point. The total, just to confirm there, puts him into 3rd place at the moment, 166.46. Ijsbrand in front at the moment, 159.53. A blink, just a blink behind. Koos de Ronde, he was clear. Are only clear so far, 160.64. Dries, as we've just seen, has popped himself into 3rd place at the moment, 166.46. He will be wishing he could do that all over again. As in comes Bram Chardon, our reigning, our defending champion. He's another one who fine-tuned his dexterity on the reins, his instincts, his skills and his speeds driving ponies. 3-time pony fall champion, also individually and with the team, and then of course has gone on to tremendous success alongside his father and Koos on the horse teams as well, and in the World Cup. There will be many of you from all corners of the world cheering for this gentleman, Bram Chardon, starts his bid to retain the World Cup title. On the back, Liana and Aillaud. We've got two favourites in there, Conversano Mara, and you know Mara. She's been with them already, and one of the new ones, Siglavi Capriola, Semaphore, that's one of the new ones, and 4 to add for Bram already. He got the clear he wanted. Oh, that was a nice little jump there from Faro. They know what they want to do. Get through those gaps. Don't touch anything. It's driving very well out of number 4. Now, it will be interesting to see where the split is. I don't think he's the fastest so far, but let's just wait and see when we get that for you. So far, it's his father who has set the fastest time. Oh, did you see that sand kick up in the corner? It's like he heard me and he said, do you think I'm not the fastest? Just you wait. And he was at that point, 1.77. You could see him just go up a gear as he came out of that obstacle. Tight in, that's one of Bram's incredible superpowers. There are many, but one of them is his precision and closeness to these gates. Nothing is wasted. That's one of the loop round the E gate to F. It is flowing, it's all forward, particularly for our defending champion as he flies out. It's looking very good. We've got the 2 totals for you, but just keep an eye on that time as well. Oh, gosh, another one. Yeah. We are keeping you on the edge of your seats. How are the fingernails? How are the heart rates as Bram races across the line? 152.01, but he's got 8 to add. Oh, he slips behind his dad. Ijsbrand. I mean, there's going to be very, very small margins that these guys are carrying over for tomorrow. There's not much in it. We're into fractions, decimal points. But 152, great time, but 8 to add. Oh, this is aging us all. The tension, the excitement. Nothing is prescribed, nothing is predictable. And that is why this is so very, very exciting. Hang on tight on the back. My goodness. Right, Boyd. He will have been watching every football, every beat, every turn of the wheel. And with his incredible mind, his mathematical mind, and the way he can analyse things so quickly, digest it, regurgitate, turn it out. And this one wants the win for his Bundy as much as anything. His champion. That's what Banyuk means in Hungarian. And Emma will be wanting it just as much, and my goodness, she drives him hard from behind as well on that top step. Juanes, who is now a regular on the back there, replacing the great Hugh Scott Barrett, who is here helping, and they run, they're off, because nobody goes through a start gate like Boyd Exell, and no team runs like this team. Look at them pointing their noses, they're like racehorses getting across that line. He could just have trained them to point their noses. That is how precise the man from Biga is. He said earlier This course was flowing. It wasn't too demanding, but it was very much about the obedience and discipline of the horses, because coming down to one, you almost have to do it like a diamond. And the importance of the horses not wanting to fall into the arena, that relationship with the outside rein, and whether you ride or drive, you know the importance of that. But so far, so good, because he wants his 11th title, and he wants it to be here this weekend in Bordeaux. He will have seen where the tricky points were for the others. That's the advantage of coming in last. That's the advantage of being the top-ranked driver. He says all he has to do is steer. They are the fastest team. As you can see, minus 5.72. But he's got a ball, and suddenly we're even Stevens again. We knew it was going to be close. And it is playing out before us all. Two totals. Which one are you watching? Can you have an eye on each? Hey, hey, come on, Bundy. On the left there. Bundy, who has done this more times than any other living horse. And doesn't he look good for his age? Slight straightening up there through that oxer, number 11. Oh, what's he going to do? Will it be clear from here on? He's looking, he's put the foot down, go, 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 go! Ha ha, he's got his time. 151.83. That's some show from Boyd Exell. Emma Wanis, Bundy, Duchess, Barney and Mad Max. Well done, crew. Well done. Now, technically, do we call that a win? I don't know if we do, because we're not having a prize giving after this. Shall we, just for the sake of being about Bundy, say yeah. He's come out on top tonight. Yeah, just making a few adjustments behind, but that was job done. Brilliant, brilliant round from Boyd Exell. It's like an upside down snow shower, isn't it? With this, it's all kicking up. Wow, what have you just seen? There we go. Confirmation on your screens, and he's given himself a big margin, so he is the one that has set the standard. And do your maths. How quick is your mental arithmetic, or have you got your calculators out to work out what it is that's going to be carried forward? Because remember, everything counts. So Boyd Exell sitting there on top, 155.83. Ijsbrand Chardon, 159.53. Bram Chardon, Dad stayed in front, 160.01. And look at that margin between Bram and Koos. It's a bit like in Mechlin. There was only 0.1 between them then, a little bit more now, but they are neck and neck so much of this series. Koos de Ronde, great round from him, 160.64. Our only clear. He's sitting in the middle of the table at the moment, but he just finished on his time. Dries Degrieck there. Oh, that second obstacle, number 10. I think he'll be dreaming about it tonight, and they might not be happy dreams. 166.46, because he really came out with all the promise that he showed earlier on in the series. Jerome Voutaz, again, had an early, really great round on the clock. Just confirmation at 176.67, and not too far behind our wildcard Benjamin Aillaud. As our brilliant arena party, you can see them, they have got sort of butterscotch coloured hoodies this year. It goes up quickly, but it comes down even more quickly, and just confirmation that we will have them in for the prize giving. So yes, I think we can probably say that Bundy is definitely the horse of the moment. 145 starts now. There was a feature out there on the FEI social media this week. 99 wins. Well, we've just topped that tonight. 26 seconds. He was used back in the day to do tourist rides in Budapest. Who would have thought it? As Boyd says, the pony brain in the horse body. He's a gentleman. He teaches people to ride as well. I'd say he's a saint. Super sensitive, instinctive, careful and brave. That's what Boyd says about his Bundy. He is the brains of his indoor team. Does about 3 outdoor competitions a year as well. Emma has driven him sometimes, as have some of the Lawrence girls. I know you're listening in from Australia as well. And I've just been told that we should have an interview with our winner, which is actually very exciting. It's a live situation, and what we're bringing you can change a little bit at the last minute, but that's what makes it so absolutely scintillating. So, at home, what do you think of that? Boyd in front, Ijsbrand second, and Bram third. Interview following any second now.
Everywhere in the whole wide world. No. Okay, it's good. Boyd, an excellent first round tonight. Are you already thinking about what you can improve for tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. It's like chasing a rainbow. You're always looking for that pot of gold at the end. And the horses were sharp though tonight. They were easy and fast. So a little bit like salmon transport, fast and furious.
Tomorrow, are you going to change anything or just keep on going like this?
We have a few things that we have planned. I can't tell you my grandmother's recipe, so we'll keep that under wraps, but maybe I hope tomorrow evening we can tell you again. Yeah, super team of horses and a really good team of people behind me.
Thank you very much.
You're
That's
welcome.
it already. Thank you.
No sharing grandmother's recipes. Whoops. Key members of the team there that he pays. And there's Preetha, who keeps everybody right. There's Boyd's wife just standing with Dutch and Bundy. And yes, there he is. Clever boy. Do you think he knows what he's just done? Special pats for a very, very special horse. And Duchess, the mare who was introduced to indoor driving this season, she was, those of you that remember, and I have told you throughout the series, being used as a single horse for the Americans in Le Pan for the World Singles Championship. She was very highly placed, and aged 15, she's done brilliantly to adapt. And maybe now is the time just to say a big thank you to the gentleman there standing on the end with his glasses on. That's Manu, who is the director of driving, and he had quite an emotional sort of farewell, because this is going to be his last final. He stands down as the director of driving. There's Hugh, there's Andrew. But I think we all owe a debt of gratitude in FEI driving to Manuel de la Bandiera, who is just entering his swan song as the director of driving. So he said just wanted to thank everybody, and he's been instrumental alongside Boyd, Hugh, all the drivers, Koos, Marie, all of them have been involved in setting up the International Carriage Drivers Association, which is representing the drivers. And Boyd, of course, got a plug in there for Christoph Sandman, but he's also one of the most decorated drivers of all time, like this man. Boyd hasn't quite had the advantage of having all the team medals that people like Ijsbrand and Koos and the Germans have had over the years. As we bring you the highlights. That great clear round from Koos, and there's Ijsbrand. Dries, Bram, and Boyd. What a night, and what a second competition we have for you tomorrow afternoon. Are you going to be able to sleep tightly, or are you just too excited? I don't think any of us are going to be sleeping tonight. A lot to celebrate. And look at that lovely guard of honour from the volunteers, the arena party. Third place tonight, Bram Chardon. And back on form this series, Ijsbrand. But don't discount the Chardons. They have gold, podium places is what they do, as does this man. Strategy, planning, relaxing this afternoon like all the drivers. Everyone took it easy. We knew we had a late night. In comes Boyd Exell. You know it so well, driving fans advance Australia fair. We hear it really quite often in driving. There we have our dignitaries and the presentations, and there's Manu, as he said, his last World Cup final as the FEI Director of Driving. worked hard tonight, those horses, all of them, and every single one of them, and the drivers. What an evening it's been, night. It's just turned midnight here, actually. 12:01. We're into Sunday. There we go. So 50% of the difference between Boyd and those that lie behind it, that is what is carried over. Every round counts. So he goes into tomorrow with an advantage. That's how it rolls, that the better you do on day one. It's not just about running orders or starting orders. It is about setting yourself up. It's the only World Cup event that we run this way, and it certainly does add to the jeopardy of it all.
Voilà, donc nous allons dans quelques secondes laisser les drivers se remettre aux commandes. Les groupes se remettent à l'arrière des voitures et nous allons pouvoir vivre le dernier.
So closing scenes here in Bordeaux as our 1, 2, 3, Boyd Exell, Ijsbrand Chardon and Bram. Let's see what they're going to do tonight. Are we going to get a bit of showboating? We know what they're capable of. But thank you very much to the team at FEI TV at Clip My Horse and here in Bordeaux. It has been a joy to share this with you. I'm Sarah Dance. I will be back here tomorrow afternoon. I hope you have set your alarms, stop the clocks, because this is going to be very exciting. He's put himself into pole position, but look who's sitting just behind him. Thank you for watching. We can't wait to round this off tomorrow afternoon. Well, this afternoon now. We've just dipped into Sunday here in Bordeaux. You take care, stay safe. Enjoy these closing shots live from the lakeside in Bordeaux.